In an ordinary street of Lahore's Lakhpat area stood a house that neighbors often cited as an example of harmony. It was the home of Aasia, an educated young woman, an MA graduate, diligently preparing for the CSS examination. Her dreams were large. Confidence shone in her eyes and certainty lived in her words. She wanted to become an officer, to serve her country. Her father was a quiet, reserved man. Her mother was gentle, a woman of faith who believed deeply in prayers. She had 2 younger sisters and one only brother, the sole son upon whom the entire family's hopes rested. Outwardly, the household appeared content, but beneath the surface, a quiet tension was growing. Aasia had a cousin who lived abroad, and over time, she fell in love with him. The family was willing to accept this relationship, but her brother strongly opposed it. To him, the match went against family values, honor, and principles. His words were harsh, his tone bitter, and his warnings explicit. A local shopkeeper and neighbor, Rahul, often remarked, "This house looks calm from the outside, but there's a fire smoldering within." No one imagined that one day, this fire would burn everything to the ground. Aasia's close friend Neha frequently advised her that problems can be resolved with time and dialogue. But stubbornness and the intensity of love clouded reason. This was the moment when an educated mind surrendered to emotion, and a peaceful home began drifting toward an unknown fate. Instead of fading with time, the brothers' opposition only intensified. Every mention of the proposal made the atmosphere in the house heavy and strained. His words carried threats, though perhaps beneath them lay fear and concerns he could not articulate properly. Aasia felt as though her life was being guarded and controlled. Meanwhile, phone calls with her cousin abroad became more frequent. Within those conversations, anger, frustration, and eventually a dangerous idea took shape. At first, the idea was limited to intimidation. According to Aasia, the goal was merely to frighten her brother into agreeing to marriage. But this is where the story took a fragile and irreversible turn. Her cousin, sitting abroad, offered to send money and said, "Make arrangements." At that moment, intent, planning, and resources converged. In the neighborhood lived a man known as Vikram, who had connections with criminal elements. Through him, access to hired goons was arranged. A sum of 250,000 rupees was agreed upon. This money was not just cash. It became the price of a human life. Claiming we didn't want to kill him may sound defensible, but ordering gunfire meant accepting deadly risk. Neha remained unaware of this plan. Had she known, she might have stopped it. This decision was not made in a single instant. It was a result of many sleepless nights, countless phone calls, and repeated self-justifications. This was the point where conflict was pushed onto the path of violence instead of dialogue, and the road back was closed. That day appeared no different from any other. The brother left home, heading out for routine work. No one knew it would be his final journey. Suddenly, a motorcycle stopped in the street, and within moments, the sound of gunfire echoed. The neighborhood froze. Rahul rushed out his shop as screams filled the air. The brother lay on the ground, bleeding, while the attackers had already fled. He was rushed to the hospital immediately. For the family, the shock was beyond words. Aasia was at the forefront, crying, praying, holding her sisters together. Doctors tried their best, but within hours, the brother passed away. The only son, the one on whom everyone had placed their hopes, fell silent forever. At the funeral, Aasia was among the most visibly grieving. She wailed, comforted her parents, and stood strong for the family. To an outsider, it appeared that a sister had been shattered by her brother's death. But the truth lay hidden behind that curtain of grief. This raises a difficult question. Can a person be both guilty and grief-stricken at the same time? Psychology says yes. A troubled conscience can bring tears, even when one is responsible for wrongdoing. But tears do not erase a crime. That was the moment when a family was altered forever, and a city witnessed yet another tragic headline. For the police, this was not merely a shooting. Early investigation revealed a dispute over marriage. Mobile phone records were obtained, call logs, messages, overseas contacts. Everything was scrutinized. Slowly, the threads of the story began to connect. Female police officers summoned Aasia to the station. The questions were relentless, but the evidence was even stronger. When her conversations with her overseas cousin were placed before her, the silence broke. Aasia confessed that the plan was hers and her cousin's. She claimed she did not intend to kill her brother, only to frighten him. But the law judges outcomes alongside intentions. Through Vikram, the hired shooters were arrested. The money trail, phone locations, and timelines all aligned. Statements from Rahul and other neighbors further strengthened the case. This was no longer suspicion. It was a complete criminal case. Aasia's statement was chilling. I deserve to spend my entire life in prison, or I want to die. It was remorse, but it came too late. The investigation proved that higher education does not eliminate the possibility of crime. When power and emotion spiral out of control, the consequences are devastating. Legally, the case was built on charges of criminal conspiracy, facilitation, and financial assistance in murder. Under Pakistani law, the person who plans a murder is as responsible as the one who pulls the trigger. That is why preparations began to bring the main accused living abroad back to Pakistan. Interpol, extradition requests, and diplomatic channels all confirmed one truth: crime does not recognize borders. This raises a crucial question. If the brother was harsh, does that justify his murder? Both law and morality answer clearly: no. Disagreement is resolved through dialogue, not violence. Neha, still traumatized, later said, if a family elder had been involved once, or if time had been given, perhaps this day would never have come. But if only is not written into the law. In court, tears, confessions, and remorse carry emotional weight. But verdicts are delivered on evidence. This case became a grim example of how love, when it turns into obsession, devours everything: dreams, family, and the future. This is not merely a story of murder. It is a story of choices. One brother lost his life. Parents were left breathing, but broken. Sisters were condemned to carry lifelong trauma. And an educated young woman pushed her own life behind prison bars with her own hands. It reminds us that education sharpens the mind, but character is shaped through upbringing and restraint. Conflict is a part of life, but violence is never its solution. Had patience, dialogue, or mediation intervened at any point, the outcome might have been different. The story leaves us with a question. When faced with conflict, which path do we choose? Ego or reason? This documentary is not about assigning blame alone. It is a mirror held up to society, so that another home may be spared the same fate.